Welcome to NYNJPA Weather. I'm meteorologist Stephen DiMartino, here to take you through all the wacky weather that impacts the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan areas. So let's see what's going on out there. Welcome to another video of NYNJPA Weather. We have a lot to talk about, so let's dive into it. We have a heavy rain event going on over much of the forecast area, with a significant ice event over basically central Hudson Valley down through northeastern PA and down towards central Pennsylvania. There are two issues to discuss here. One, the first coastal low that's developing right now over basically Georgia and Virginia, that will coalesce and move off the New Jersey coast by this afternoon. And then the second one is another interesting coastal low that's going to develop tonight that may bring snow to southern New Jersey. What I want to point out here is we could see where the 850 millibar freezing line is based on the precipitation that's fallen. Obviously, it's below freezing at the surface over parts of the Hudson Valley back towards central Pennsylvania. However, where it's snowing, that's where it's below freezing throughout the entire column of the atmosphere. So we can kind of get a rough idea where that 850 millibar line is, which is basically over western New York back through western Pennsylvania and east of Pittsburgh, which is a little bit further east than what model guidance was suggesting. And of course we can see our very, very strong warm front over central New Jersey, where it's 55 in Belmar and 35 in Newark. So that's about a 20-degree difference. So yeah, there's a warm front there, and it's trying to push north. Now when we look at the rainfall, I mean, this is very impressive. Very heavy rainfall. The red line here is basically the freezing line at the surface as of 8 a.m. And notice a few interesting things. One, the warm air is surging north faster than it is pushing east. And I think that push to the north and to the west, shall I say, is going to start to end because the coastal low is starting to take over. And with the coastal low taking over, the wind direction is going to start to veer from the south, generally, slowly but surely, to the east and then the northeast. So the warm air advection will be coming to an end over the next few hours over the coastal plain, which is trouble for parts of Albany and Poughkeepsie, where temperatures are still below freezing, and what you have there is very heavy freezing rain, bad ice events going on. And the same thing can be said throughout much of central Pennsylvania, where temperatures are remaining below freezing. I don't think they're going to get above freezing today, and the cold air advection is just on the way. So for tonight, as we look at the upper level aspect of this storm at about 500 millibars, we look at the water vapor here, and what we're seeing is basically a very strong disturbance that's sitting over the Gulf of Mexico. And this disturbance is going to drive to the northeast this evening. Now notice all this moisture that's sitting off along the east coast, and off the east coast is coming in from the tropical Pacific and from the Atlantic. So this disturbance is going to have plenty of moisture to play with. The first coastal low is getting itself together and it kicks out. This one that I have circled here, this forms the second low. Now unfortunately the models are having a tough time agreeing on what's going to happen this evening. Even out to 12 hours they're not agreeing. The GFS at 500 millibars has a trough, a negatively tilted trough, driving towards the east coast and the coastal waters off New Jersey, with strong PVA at about 1 a.m. tonight. The NAM has the same thing, but the trough is a little bit more neutral. And that means that the development of the storm, according to the NAM, is not as impressive. The same thing can be seen at 700 millibars. We are in the GFS at 1 a.m. The 700 millibar trough is a little bit more negative. You have moisture along the east coast. You have some mid-level forcing developing on the NAM. Almost the same thing, but again a neutral trough. So the development is a little bit further to the east because it takes longer for the storm to develop. And then at 850 millibars, again the same thing. Here we are, this is the NAM, And from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m., there is barely any type of development whatsoever. However, the GFS, because the trough is more negative, has a lot more development at 850 millibars. Notice the trough starts to go negative at 850. The thermal gradient at 850 is a lot tighter. And then by 6 a.m., we have a closed 850 millibar low, cold air advection over the coastal plain. And usually when you have an 850 millibar low develop, you get precipitation rapidly form and develop and cause and become heavy, because there's a tremendous amount of lifting going on as air is being pulled towards that lower pressure and lower heights, and rising air is also developing because of that development of lower pressure and lower heights. So when we step back again and look at the current conditions, we notice some interesting aspects here. One, the cold air is not nearly as far away as what model guidance would like to suggest at the surface, nor at 850 millibars. So when the first coastal low comes in, moves through the area, that cold air advection is going to be a little bit more effective because the source of the cold air is closer. So the first storm leaves this afternoon and this evening. You have cold air advection. The second low with more development and a tighter thermal gradient is going to be moving towards the area. I think that there's going to be a higher potential for some light snow from central New Jersey down through southern New Jersey, and this situation will have to be watched carefully, and you can be sure that I'll be watching it all through this afternoon and this evening. That's it for this morning. I'll be back for more. Have a good day.